Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to start off with a song. King David, he was running away from persecution, but he stopped to take the time to thank God. Baruch Hashem. A few months ago, we were discussing this very performance. Should it be a prayer? Should it be a thank you? Should it be something lively? And the decision a couple of months ago was, let's do it lively, let's thank God. And as we know, this very month, we got some good news. The hostages came home. And we have what to be thankful for. So this is a brand new song, never sung before, just for today. The name of the song is Baruch Hashem. Take it away. Baruch Hashem, Shaloi Nisananu, Teref L'Shineim. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, Shaloi Nisananu, Teref L'Shineim. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Nafshenu kitzipoir nimlata mipach yakshim. Hapach nishbar va'anachnu nimlotnu. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Nafshenu kitzipoir nimlata mipach yakshim. Hapach nishbar va'anachnu nimlotnu. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Ezreinu b'shem Hashem, Moshe Shamayim v'aretz. 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 Baruch Hashem, Shaloi Nisananu, Terev L'Shineim. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, Shaloi Nisananu, Terev L'Shineim. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Nafshenu kitzipoir hanimlato mipach yashim. Hapach nishbar va'anachnu nimlotnu. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Nafshenu kitzipoir nimlato mipach yashim. Hapach nishbar va'anachnu nimlotnu. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Ezreinu b'shem Hashem, Moshe Shamayim v'aretz. 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 Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, fellow Zionists. My name is Orly Panich, and I have the distinct privilege of being a part of Jewish National Fund USA's work in the north of Israel. First, a little bit about myself. I consider myself somewhat genetically Israeli. My dear father, Zal, an immigrant, he grew up in Tel Aviv. His aliyah happened in 1935 from Nazi Germany, facilitated by Chief Rabbi of Israel, Rav Kook, later on. My father and his family were the early chalutzim who helped plant trees up and down Rothschild Boulevard in Tel Aviv. And so when he passed 13 years ago, it only felt natural to commemorate his life with JNF trees. And so together with my husband, Erwin, that's how our journey with JNF began. So as I am sure with many of you in this audience, it only took a little bit of time to recognize that Jewish National Fund is so much more than trees. And the more we learned about how JNF USA develops the land, builds infrastructure, and supports the people and the communities, the more we wanted to get involved. Frankly, my husband Erwin will say, it is impossible to be more Zionistic than JNF. We heard about Jewish National Fund's vision for the North, and we knew we wanted to be a part of that story because that speaks to the genius of what this organization is all about. Israel's North has historically been a place of stunning natural beauty, rich history, diverse communities, amazing foods, you'll see that soon, and traditions. Its fertile agriculture is even known in the Torah. And yet this area has actually been underappreciated, underserved, and underdeveloped. And that's exactly where Jewish National Fund USA comes in. In this session, our speakers and partners will take us through the extraordinary journey JNF USA is helping make possible in the North. It's a journey that's attracting 300,000 residents to the North by expanding existing communities and building new ones to ease Israel's housing crisis and help families find their place in the North. So, if you build it, exactly. JNF USA is expanding the Galilee's economy and infrastructure to make this region at least as exciting as Israel Center. The Margalit Startup City is attracting the entrepreneurs. A new state-of-the-art medical center is being built in Kiryat Shmona, and that's going to provide world-class health care to the residents of the region. You heard this morning from Noah Zer that the Adam Va'adama program is bringing high school students, the very finest, to the North and the South, and these are the future leaders of the next generation. So yes, JNF is building. It's building housing, tech ecosystems, schools, and hospitals. And yet, amazingly, the sum is still so much greater than the parts, because together it's creating an ecosystem which will sustain the region for generations. And that is exactly where the Galilee Culinary Institute, or GCI as we call it, comes in. To help bring this story to life, we are going to be joined with several of our partners from the region. And to help build the GCI, to honor my dear mother's memory, who herself a very authentic Sabarit, who never met a plant she didn't love, born in 1931 in Ness Ziona, Erwin and I will be dedicating the GCI's organic farm. Thank you. I am certain that today my parents are looking down at all of the work that Jewish National Fund USA does, and they are quelling at what they see, be how JNF is building there and our collective homelands. So, thank you. To start this off, I would like to welcome to the stage the illustrious mayor of the Upper Galilee, Asaf Langleben.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here with you today at the inspiring Jewish National Fund Conference. I come to you from the Upper Galilee, carrying with me the voices and the deep gratitude of our resident. My name is Asaf Langleben. I'm 50 years old and the proud father of Ella and Alon. In January 2023, I lost my beloved wife, Liat, after 10 years of her brave battle with breast cancer. I was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where part of my family still lives there. Therefore, the bond between the Jewish community across the world was always important for me. During the war, I was the chair of Kibbutz Kfar Sod. Kibbutz Kfar Sod located 5 kilometers from Lebanese border. So we were not evacuated and became the first civilian front line. Under fires and drone, we built an alternative school, keep our factory running, and our farmers went out every morning to work the land that we love so dearly. But my heart was heavy. How do we rebuild the Galilee I love so dearly? I knew that we needed a new mindset, a spirit of partnership and collaboration, partnership between municipalities, partnership between communities, and partnership between organizations in Israel and around the world. In March, I began serving as the head of Upper Galilee Region Council, at the same time that the government allowed to evacuated family to return their home. I'm proud to share that most of the family came back and many new families joined us. But it wasn't easy. Our first priority was to rebuild an education system and to help the local business to get back on their feet. For the first time in 50 years, we opened a new high school as a cooperation between 3 municipalities. By lead HaShomer HaChadash, we opened an agricultural high school in Kibbutz Iron, 1 kilometer from Lebanon borders. And with Kriyat Shmona, we opened a unique kindergarten, which became next year an elementary school. All this helped us to attract new families. But we have still much work ahead. And you at the JNF have always been with us. 2 of your main projects are nearly completed. First, the GCI, the Galilee Culinary Institute. A pillar, the Galilee Culinary Institute, it's a pillar for our economic future. It will boost our employment, bring tourism, and support our regional development. And second, the new medical center in Kriyat Shmona, a vital project for our daily life. It's a vital project for our daily life. And I cannot help but wonder if this center had existed during my wife's illness. She could be treated near home, save us 300 kilometers each week for nearly a decade. I believe in the Galilee. I believe in the Galilee. The Galilee is so much more than a region. It is a vision. And you at the JNF, you are integral part of this vision. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for all that we will build together. ביחד, together, the future of the Galilee is brighter than ever. Thank you all what you've done. Thank you all.
We can make a change. Nothing's in our way.
Hi everyone. My name is Michal Shiloch Galnor. Thank you. And what Asaf is describing is indeed an emerging new north that will transform Israel. I'll tell you, it's precisely because of the crisis that we've been through in the past few years that give me confidence that together with Jewish National Fund, we will succeed. To be honest, though, this feeling of hope for a long time, for the long term, doesn't take away from the feeling of being knocked down, of thinking, this is it. We can't possibly get back from this. When the war began on October 7th, citizens of the North fled, and the entire economic ecosystem collapsed. The weight of it all, the fear, the uncertainty, the responsibility was crushing. Yes, it was dark, and yes, it was quiet, but only for a moment. Because immediately, the phones began to ring, and it was Jewish National Fund USA. And the message was, we're with you. We're here to help. Let's get started. In those first chaotic weeks, when everything was closed and despair was setting in, for the small businesses of the North, it was hard. But then Jewish National Fund's Mitzvah Marketplace took over. Yay. Thank you. When a baker who thought she'd have to close her doors got an order of 500 cookies, it transformed her outlook. When a theater owner with no audience to perform for wrote a children's book for displaced family and sold it in our marketplace, he had a lifeline. Each month, thousands of small businesses received orders for 5, 10, 15 handmade products, creating a sustained income that kept the lights on and the hope alive. And these aren't merely economic numbers. They are real people who rely on us. Let's take a look.
טושה הייתה פתוחה לפני המלחמה 7 שנים, העסק התחיל להתייצב, כמות של עובדים גדולה, ואז בעצם הגיעה המלחמה.
האזור פה היה אזור קרב.
הכל עצר, ממש הכל עצר. פשוט מ-100 ל-0 בשנייה אחת.
בעסק שפשוט קורס.
נזק של מאות אלפי שקלים.
סגרנו. עבור החברים עם הצרכים המיוחדים, אם לנו זה היה קשה, להם זה היה הרבה יותר קשה.
ואז נכנסו זמן גליל מערבי, וה-JNF כמובן.
הם קנו מארזים שנתרמו למשפחות מפונות, משפחות של מילואימניקים.
העמותה הזמינה מאיתנו כ-20,000 מארזים. JNF USA היו אחראים להרבה מאוד מההזמנות של המארזים בעצם שקיבלנו.
זאת הייתה עזרה מאוד משמעותית, להמשיך להניע את הגלגלים של העסק.
אני רוצה להודות לכם על כל הדברים האלה שאתם עושים, שבעצם גורמים לנו, העסקים המקומיים, הקטנים, לשרוד.
The Jewish National Fund understands that small businesses are the backbone of the economy in northern and southern Israel. And we came to action and we started providing support boxes and sent tens of thousands of these boxes to soldiers, to people in hospital. So not only did you do a mitzvah, but we also created an opportunity to keep small businesses alive. And as tourism is coming back, and you're driving up to the north or driving to the south, you can visit the hundreds of small businesses that are still in business because of Jewish National Fund USA.
Thank you, Western Galilee Now and JNF USA for supporting us.
If it wasn't for Jewish National Fund, I wouldn't be standing here today the way that I am. And so many others from my region would say the same thing. Together, we're going to succeed in transforming Israel's north into something even more magical than it already is. Thank you. Toda.
We can make a change. Nothing's in our way. We can play it safe. Or we can lead the way. Yeah, we can lead the way.
Michal's story of transformation rings true to me and my neighbors in the north. My name is Dor Pintel. I was born in Israel, spent my high school years in the States, and returned home to serve in the IDF and have been there ever since. I always knew that my home will be built in Israel's north, in the Galilee. I was blessed enough to be a licensed tour guide, showing people the Israel that I love. But relying solely on tourism is hard, as we learned during COVID, when I had to reinvent myself like so many others. So what do? My neighbor and I launched a small delivery service, bringing fresh produce from local farms to people's homes. That small idea grew into something I never imagined. I became an organic farmer myself, working the land of Israel. My business, born from a crisis, began to blossom. Soon, we were feeding hundreds of families. But it wasn't just about selling produce. It was about creating a circle of support in my own community. I was able to build a team of nearly 40 people, single moms, retirees, individuals with special needs, and young people just starting their lives. Their work fed the community, and the community's support fed their families. This is the circle we built. The war began on October 7th, changed our lives forever. Friends that were taken hostage, and the murder of their family while we were not evacuated in the north. Because we were 4.2 kilometers away from the border and not 4, our region became a ghost town. With Hezbollah firing daily rockets at us, life was anything but normal. I will never forget October 7, 2024, a year into the war, when Hezbollah launched a large number of missiles. I was in the field with my 5-year-old daughter, with no shelter. I could only pull her into our car and lay over her using my body as a shield. The trauma of that moment, it's something no parent should ever have to endure. Through it all, we never stopped working, but we were scared. I needed a bomb shelter to protect my team, but the Ministry of Agriculture and Defense had other priorities. My regional council was busy. To them, I was just a small farmer. Who would care? The answer is no surprise: Jewish National Fund. And so, when no one else would help, you delivered a bomb shelter. That shelter wasn't just concrete and steel. It was a message that we were not alone. It gave my team the courage to keep showing up, and our farm became an anchor in a region that felt as though it was on life support. And it's never just about a single shelter with Jewish National Fund, is it? Zoom out, and the circle of impact goes much further. Thank you.
We can make a change. Nothing's in our way. We can play it safe. Or we can lead the way. Yeah, we can lead the way today.
Thank you, Arlie, Dor, Michal, and Asaf. To borrow an apt metaphor, you've set the table beautifully for what we're about to talk about next. At Jewish National Fund USA, we say again and again that we're about vision and not just projects. And our vision for the North is as ambitious as anything we've ever done: to transform Israel's north into a true destination while ensuring we hold on to the region's magic. As Asaf, Michal, and Dor showed us, we have an exceptional foundation upon which we can build. So let's do this. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the Galilee. See the sun spilling over lush hills and mountains, a landscape of forests and farmlands and bubbling creeks. Imagine you can feel the ancient soil under your feet in valleys that have been farmed since the dawn of time. But this isn't just a landscape, it's a crossroads of history, a place where 82 different cultures have laid down roots, 82 nationalities. Each one brings a spice, a recipe, a memory to the table. That isn't just diversity, it's pure gastronomic alchemy. When you see it, when you taste it, you realize that Galilee isn't a younger sibling to Italy's Tuscany, California's Napa, or France's Bordeaux. It belongs on that same world stage. So the question we must answer is, why isn't it? The answer is as simple as it is powerful. We haven't given it a global stage. We haven't built the megaphone for its magic until now. My name is Steve Dabrow, and as the very proud chair of the Galilee Culinary Institute, or GCI, I'm here to tell you that we are building that stage. The GCI is the anchor of our vision. It's the magnet that will draw the world in, bringing together every element that makes the North so special and sparking the sustainable, long-term growth the region deserves. The good news is that we're not starting from scratch. The magic is already there. The Galilee is a powerhouse, a tapestry of innovative farms and world-class wineries. It's the beautiful heart of Israel's food tech explosion, and we've already forged important alliances with pioneers like Tel Hai College and the Margalit Startup City. In such a space, GCI serves as the link and catalyst for what happens next. It's the place that will harness all this energy. It's where the master chef from Paris can learn the secrets of Drew's cooking, where a tech innovator can perfect a plant-based steak, and where a young winemaker can study with the best in the world and enjoy soil quality that would bring tears to a French farmer's eyes. GCI is about creating more than landmark. It's about creating momentum through the region's people, land, and its unforgettable food. Take a look at what we have here.
GCI, Galilee Culinary Institute, the Center for Culinary Excellence, a place where we are challenging the notion of what culinary is. From cooking and baking, winemaking, beer brewing, writing, food photography and styling.
The Galilee Culinary Institute is composed of three major components. Number one is our farm. We have a 3-acre farm here in the Kibbutz Konen. We have our suites, built specially by the Jewish National Fund USA for our visitors that will be teaching and learning on our campus. And of course the campus itself, which is composed of state-of-the-art kitchens, hosting the workshops, chef restaurant, chocolate factory, pastry shop, coffee house, and a wine bar on the rooftop.
Gonen is definitely in the center of the most beautiful area in this country. We have the Golan Heights on one side, the snow of Mount Hermon on the other, rivers flowing, great views, great air. We have lots of different cultures here all put together. But the price of living up here was always the fact that employment was much more difficult. The way to get this place going is to boost the economy by bringing big and good projects that will really be able to make this area move forward. And I think that that's something that GCI is doing already and will continue to do as it develops.
What started as a simple cooking school became this culinary institute, and I think the beauty of it is that as we started digging in, we discovered how much more we can do and how much people were excited about this opportunity and challenged us to offer even more. We hope the next generation of culinary leaders will come from, come to, support the region, and vice versa.
And the fact that such a big organization like Jewish National Fund USA is putting their trust in us here in Gonen and bringing to life such an amazing project, it's more than just the building, it's more than just the workshops, and it's more than just the restaurant. It's about hope.
But Jewish National Fund is creating a narrative change to the area. An area that if you're there, you believe you're in Tuscany, you're in Napa Valley. The Galilee Culinary Institute by Jewish National Fund is going to be one of the greatest culinary schools, not only in the Middle East, in the world. We are creating an industry for tourism in the entire Upper Eastern Galilee for 75,000 people who will be living there in the next 20 years.
We just think the impact this will make will be tremendous. The next time you come to Israel, we must be on your itinerary, so we need you. Please come to the GCI. We were looking forward to seeing you. So please welcome to the stage the tour de force of the Galilee Culinary Institute, Lior Lev Sarkaz.
How are you all? Good? Can we do a big Shabbat Shalom together to get this going? Shabbat Shalom. The Sephardic way, not the Ashkenazi with like that. You mean it. I'm excited. We're going to tell you a bit about what we're doing for the last 9 years. I don't know if you realize, I got an email 9 years ago, followed by a letter. There's a person here who's a champion of memos and letters. My dear friend here, Russell, who sent me a letter saying, I think we're onto something. That was 9 years ago. We're here. It's happening. It's being built. If you haven't seen it yet, you must go. I'm a proud co-founder of GCI. I also have a spice company. But today we're going to focus on GCI. I'm going to cook you a few things.
I cannot wait.
And
I'm the luckiest person up here, by the way. You're going to cook for me, make a couple of cocktails.
Yeah, we're going to get this party started as we move along.
So while Lior's cooking, I'm going to ask him a couple questions. So we'll be going back and forth a little bit. So as you're doing your thing.
All right.
And I love how we're starting with a cocktail first.
That's right.
The best move you made so far. What is GCI all about to you?
So I'll tell you this, some of you know this. In 1997, I sat in the kitchen at my parents' house and told them that I wanted to become a cook. My mom started crying. She turned to my dad and she says, Moshe, can you please talk to your son? You know, cooking was a thing you did if you failed in life, which is a sad reality because when you think about what we do and people in the culinary hospitality, we feed people. It's so important. We feed you whether you're hungry. We feed you whether you just want to feed your soul. So it's important. And luckily, you know, somewhat years later, it's cool to be a chef. Yes, you know, I was at an event the other day and somebody who had no connection to, and then she turned around and she said, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a cook. All of a sudden, there was no barrier, and she told me I own a Vitamix blender. And we became best friends about a blender. So why GCI? I think we are now at a point in life where food is important. It's important for many reasons. It's important because we have to feed people. There's crises, the things. We got to learn what's the next generation is going to look like, from agriculture, from chefs, from food manufacturers. Where are we heading with all of this? So I think that was important. It's important also to make the connection between the land and the food that we eat. We visited a lot of culinary school. We've seen a lot. I wouldn't say the system is broken, but there's a lot that we can do to fix it. And we want to give, you know, people, and I'm not saying the word young people, because so far as we started interviewing people, it goes from 20 to 65, including a woman who begged me to take her husband, who's retiring, for a year to the Galilee, just so he doesn't stay home. So there's room for everyone, that's what I want to say. And so we see an educational challenge, first of all. Connected with the culinary, there's great opportunities. So you want to be a cook, be my guest. It's hard. You want to be a pastry chef, we got you too. What about food photography? What about styling? What about food manufacturing? What about food sustainability? So all of these and more, this is the reason why we put together GCI.
I love that. Okay.
So by the way, I'm making Steve a little Arak cocktail. I'm no bartender, but I do like a cocktail. And I'm told this recipe will be available if you join our Galilee Culinary Institute newsletter. If you don't, you'll never see them. So just a warning or an invitation. Go online, sign up, you'll get those. So a little lemon, a little arak, a little ice, a little mint. Gonna throw everything in there.
How lucky am I? How lucky am I to be up with this guy? So while you're doing that, why now and why Gonen?
I think the time is now. There's urgency in terms of education, like I said, in culinary. When we started 9 years ago, we could not have imagined what would happen. So I think our mission of joining the journey of rebuilding the region, rebuilding the Galilee, like was said here earlier, everything is there. We just got to show it to the world. And I think that's the important. Gonen, I'm from the Galilee, I'm not going to lie. I love the region. It's my favorite. My parents still live there, so the choice was quite easy. I think it's kind of a full circle as somebody who ate in a kibbutz and the food was not good. So I think it's a mission for me in life to bring good food to a dining hall of a kibbutz. We love Gonen. Bo Russell, myself, and other JNF members stood there on that non-existing anymore terrace, and we looked at the valley and we said, this is where it's going to be. This is where it feels right. The community needs us, and it makes sense. We have our 12 acres farm. We're going to grow all of our produce. So it's going to be great.
That's right. And that's something to talk about. We have an unbelievable farm there, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So tell me how that's going to work in terms of with the culinary and with the restaurant that we're going to have as we grow our own vegetables and
so we have a 12-acre farm, which is fantastic. We're going to be able to grow in greenhouses and open field and herbs and salads and vegetables year-round and work with the team, with the students and the chef and everybody else to plan our menu. How fun is that when you could just walk down 5 minutes, pick whatever you need for lunch and dinner, use it up, and that's going to be ours.
All right,
So here's your drink.
We're going to have a little cocktail here. Does anybody else want to join us up here? I mean, I never drink alone. I usually have 3,000 of my friends come up here and hang with us. So anybody's more than welcome.
There you go, my friend. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Chaim. Cheers to all of you.
That is good.
We looked at Gonen. We saw a great opportunity to bring this building to life. I will tell you this dining hall was built in the 1960s by a great architect named David Best. It was very important for us to protect, preserve it, and build everything inside of it. So the photos that you've seen are real, and that's the old dining hall of Kibbutz Gonen, which we hope that by the end of the year we'll get possession of the building. The equipment is there. We're going to start cooking. We're going to start running some short program as of January and early next year, and then gearing up into our big first cohort of students in the fall of 26. Sign up isn't open yet. Reservation for the restaurant aren't open yet, but coming soon. Call Steve, don't call me.
And tell me a little bit, we have what we call Building B right now for a better name. Tell me what's going to happen as we start to build that out.
So just as an overview, the whole GCI consists of, as you go in, you have the beautiful farm to your right, and you drive up. We have 20 suites that you've seen in the video, state-of-the-art, really rooms that were rebuilt. Then we have our building that's going to be open next month, in a month and a half or two. And then right next to it, a brand new building that's going to be built, which will host a wine bar, a coffee shop, a gift shop, upstairs, a bean-to-bar chocolate lab, where you're going to be able to learn how to make chocolate from beans, roasting and conching and toasting, whatever it is that you need. And then next to it, one of my favorite places is a beer brewery, because, you got to have a beer brewery. Everybody needs to have one. So that's going to be there with a beer tasting room, and so that's looking to be completed by end of 2026.
So there you go. You get
next recipe I'm going to make you is a little tahini.
Okay.
So just as a tip for those of you who cook, keep your tahini jar upside down. Then all the solids go down, and you don't end up with the fat on top and then the solids on the bottom. Free tip. And when we talk about tahini, it's sesame. That's all it is. It's stone ground sesame. And what I love about this idea is that you're creating an emulsion. Now, nobody says, would you like an emulsified sesame? Because that doesn't sound really great. But, a tahini sounds much better. So I'm going to make you one.
Okay. So what else you have in there? What else you're putting in with that?
I'm going to put some lemon juice, some garlic. You're okay with garlic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with everything you have on this
All
stage.
right. One of my favorite tools is a little zester. So we're going to, instead of crushing and getting dirty and whatnot, we're just going to put the garlic in it. And add some lemon juice. Lots of lemons here.
That's right. We've got our challah to go with it, right?
Yeah. So in terms of, where we are right now, so as I said, one building is, equipment is there. We got really, when we were thinking about what to do at GCI, we really challenged the notion of what equipment can we bring in. So there is an amazing charcoal grill that was built in Lockhart, Texas, because it only makes sense to bring a grill, go Texas.
And what are we going to be making on that grill? Because this is interesting. Go ahead.
There's a lot of options. You can grill. There's paella pans that are also going to be paella over charcoal. And then I think one of the highlights is a shawarma spit cooked over charcoal, which was, when I called the guys at Texas and like, first, what is shawarma? And two, what do you want? I was like, do you know how to make tacos al pastor? Like, of course. It's the same thing without the pineapple. It's shawarma without the pineapple. So just make us this.
And
Yeah,
talk about some of the other pieces of equipment, because we have some unbelievable things. That you
so right next to this beautiful grill, as I was going to say, we have a cooking line that has an Indian tandoor that we're going to cook in. There's a bunch of pasta cookers. There's a whole pastry lab with top-notch equipment and laminators and ovens and whatnot, where the students will not only learn, but they also participate in the making of the product that are going to be sold at the store and at the coffee shop and sold outside of it. So you will learn hands-on not only how to make things, but how to sell them, which is the mindset of that. And then great classroom. We have a beautiful auditorium. You saw a picture where we'll be able to hold demos and events and also broadcast them outside of GCI. So if you're sitting at home somewhere in the US and you want to be part of one of our cooking lessons, you'll have the option. So that's going to happen. A little ice, a little bit of salt.
And not just that, Lior has a lot of chef friends. He knows a lot of chef friends that want to come, right, and take a week or 2 weeks or maybe a month and hang out at our GCI and give the classes and give the chef demos. And we'll have that going on year-round as well. So that's going to bring a lot of juice to the GCI.
Yeah, and I think one of the ways that we build the whole kitchen and the restaurant is to be able to bring these chefs to perform, if you will, for a week, for a month, for a day. Come teach the students, share their experience, and have you all hopefully make a reservation and come and eat there. I think I went overboard a bit with my water. We're going to add some tahina. It's a bit too loose. Yeah,
looking good.
Too loose. It's going to be good. It's going to be just great. Yeah, so all of the other classes, really, each class has its oven and its stoves and everything and ready to go. So it's important also to say that aside from the students who are going to be there for 12 months or shorter, all of these facilities are open to you all as a public for tourism, to take a class or to just come and eat if cooking is not your thing. It was built in a way that allow you to have some dining experience outside, some inside, and then take all of these classes and all of these lessons.
And then, as we talked about earlier, we're tied to a complete ecosystem. So, we're going to be putting together culinary tours, which will take you through. You go up to Marguerite, you could go to wineries, but at the end of the day, we'll end up back here. We'll go be at the farm. We'll end up back at the GCI. We're going to have an amazing restaurant where we'll finish the day off with an incredible meal at our restaurant. So, those culinary tours, as we get those put together, are going to be they're going to be amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, and then you can spend the night in one of the 20 rooms.
That's
and,
right.
You don't have to worry about driving to wherever you came from.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So we have 20, we call them suites right now, that are built out, and we're going to be building more. Originally, they're really for the kids when the school starts. They're going to be the dorms for the kids, but we did such a beautiful job. Before that school starts, we'll have the ability to have people stay over at those suites as we do our cooking classes and some of our other activities that we're going to have built in there as well.
That's right.
This looks amazing.
So here's your tahina. Don't say tahini, it's called tahina. We're going to put a little bit of my father's olive oil on top of it, Moshe oil as it's known. And then our good friends from Wadi Atir are here, Nimrod and his team, and they were kind enough to share some of their za'atar, which is fantastic. If you've not been to Wadi Atir, next time in Israel, make sure you go there. So I'm going to put a little bit of that for you. And then you have your challah rolls.
I'm ready to go, baby.
All right, that's all you.
I'm ready to go. This is the greatest job ever, let me tell you. Now you know why Russell convinced me to do this? This is,
so I can feed you. If it's not good, don't say anything.
Oh my God, that's so good. That's so good.
Amazing.
Right,
leave it here.
Leave it here. What do we got last? We got one more thing to make.
Yeah. So The next thing I'm going to be making you as we continue our chat on, it's just a very simple tomato salad, whatever your way of cutting them, wedges, slices, dicing them, simply toss with a little bit vinaigrette made with some sumac and Aleppo chili and salt, and throw in a few olives in there, and then a little surprise again from our friends at Wadi Atir. It's good to know people, you know. They're like, do you want za'atar? Do you want this? I mean, these are the people I hang out with. So I'm just going to throw a few of those. Again, a little bit of Moshe oil. I'm just going to say this is not going back to New York. So if you want it, make your way fast at the end.
Yeah, this olive oil is.
And in Israel, you don't measure olive oil. We say back home with the elbow up high. The higher the elbow, the better. Yeah, so we're going to toss in a few of these spices, a little bit of salt. A little bit Aleppo.
And as Lior said, one of the things we were all discussing is you know, what this next 12 months looks like. And we talked about soft opening in January. We really believe we're in the midst of making our big hires. That will be a huge part of our team. That will create the team for the entire project. And then from there, we'll build out. And so we're thinking soft opening in January and starting to move forward from there, you know, with the goal of just increasing every month, doing a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, gaining that expertise. And then, of course, with the school, the goal for the school to open next fall. And the same way, build the school out. Let's learn. We're, you know, have small classrooms, but let's learn how we do things and get really good at it. So by 27, when we get into our second year, we'll be ready to go and really blow that school up a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's right. So as Steve just mentioned, so what we're looking to do in the next 12 months is, first of all, making sure everything works, get into the building, start some slow programming of culinary tours in the region, cooking classes. Obviously, you will sign up after this session to the newsletter, so you'll get a note on when they're available, and start operating the restaurant. If you have seen the beautiful views of the restaurant, it's an 80-seat restaurant with a 180-degree view of the Ahula Valley and the birds and everything that's happening there. Great menu that's going to change seasonally based on what we're growing at the GCI farm. And as we progress towards the spring, we'll start taking application for those students who are going to join us for the first cohort as we follow the completion of Building B, which is very exciting to start working on that. And then fall of 2026, which, you know, will be our first cohort and our first student that's coming. So that's what we're working on. Great team members. I want to give a big shout out to Amit, who is our operations manager, who joined us. And I want to say one thing. You know, at the end of every show and every movie, do you know what happens at these? What do you see on the screen? Credits.
That's right.
Do you know who watches the credit?
Who's that?
No one. So I want to take a minute to really thank, you know, the hundreds and the thousands of people who made this possible in GCI, Russell and the JNF team, and Mitch and yourself joining, and Amit and the team in Israel, and Cheryl Buckholz, who's been with us since day one.
Amazing.
And all of the incredible people who worked so hard in their own respective way, and our contractor who said that nothing is possible, and now he's selling all of our ideas to other people. Fine, don't worry about it. Happy for him. So a big, big, huge thank you. And first and foremost, all of you for being here and believing in this idea that, you know, we can create this one-of-a-kind culinary institute in the last place on earth that makes sense. But it's happening. So a big thank you. We're not done, but just important to say that.
And and to that, biggest thank you. This man's vision is incredible. When you get out, when you come to see the GCI and you see what we've built, Lior's vision, the detail that he is so tied into is incredible. And I'm on calls with him, and he is into the minute details of how he wants this to look, and he's not bending for anything. And it is absolutely gorgeous. And I cannot wait till we get this open. You're going to be so impressed, and it's going to be unbelievable. And then we'll get Building B going, and once that happens, we're going to be off to the races for sure.
That's right.
But Lior has been amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I hope you're still hungry. There's a little tomato salad here. You don't have to eat it all.
I got to take one bite of this. So
yeah. And so I promised you another quick surprise from Nimrod and his team at Wadi Atir. This is a yogurt stone. Just to tell, I don't know who was the smart person who was like, let's take yogurt and make it into a rock. But basically all of the milk solids after, and Nimrod would know better, but all left over then shaped into this rock hard yogurt. And the fun part about it is that you can just, using our friend the microplane here, you could just grate a little bit over your salad, over your pasta, and you get like this beautiful tangy yogurt on top. Here you go. You need a fork.
I need a fork.
You need a fork. And your challah.
I really feel bad that I have to do this.
Don't.
I'm really so good. Look at this. Wow.
So with that being said, I mean, there's great opportunities for everybody. We say, and we'll keep on saying, join the journey. Join the journey. Steve is busy, so I'm going to cover for him for a minute. Join the journey, whatever it is. Find Steve, find myself, find JNF team members, and figure out how you can join us for the journey. We have a great board that met for the first time yesterday that's leading tourism and education and finance and operations. So if you think that this is something that you'd like to do, again, find us and join these committees and help us build, help us dream big. We have a long, long road ahead of us. It's not over. We got to figure out what to put in the tandoor. So if you have some ideas for that, happy to hear about them. And yeah, just an exciting, exciting road, just the beginning.
Thank you, Lior. Awesome. Love it. Yeah. What an amazing and delicious adventure we are on together. With everything we've talked about and all of our work across the North, we're not talking about dreams here. We've got a blueprint for the future of the Galilee and for the future of food, and also for the future of Israel. But a blueprint is only the beginning. To bring this vision to life, we need you to be the builders. To paraphrase Herzl, if you will it, you still have to fund it. Now, by the way, I think Russell whispered that in his ear when he made that comment. Anyway, as you can see on the screen behind me, there are countless ways to leave your mark and your name on GCI. There are opportunities large and small, from buildings and breweries to student lounges and scholarships. This is your opportunity to build a legacy that will literally and figuratively nourish and inspire for generations to come. But I want you to join us in more than just a financial sense. I want you to join our startup philosophy. We are building GCI from scratch. Every chef, every instructor, every member of our team will be new, infused with the passion and energy that only comes from creating something the world has never seen before. And like any great new venture, we need our early adopters. We need you. A restaurant gets better with every customer who walks through that door. The service gets sharper, the dishes more refined. GCI is exact same. We need the JNF USA community to be our first visitors, our greatest champions, and our most honest critics. Your engagement will create a positive feedback loop that will elevate the entire campus experience from great to truly world-class. So my ask here is simple. Become an active part of our growth. The next time you plan a trip to Israel, make GCI a featured stop on your itinerary. Book a cooking class. Eat in the restaurant. And one of the most powerful things you can do is go home, tell your friends, you have to go north. You have to experience what's happening in the Galilee. Thank you for joining our journey. To take us home, please welcome to the stage JNF USA Atlanta Board of Trustee leader, Michael Miller.
Hello, I'm Michael Miller. I'm JNF, I'm Israel, and now I'm the fundraiser for the Galilee Culinary Institute and Project North. We will have missions starting 2026. Eat, drink, and shop your way through Israel. please contact Steve, Lior, or our JNF team in developing the Galilee. Am Yisrael Chai. Let me hear Am Yisrael Chai. Now go to your next plenary.